Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session of MicroTalks by Spyglass. My name is Kevin Middleway, and I'm going to be with you for the next couple of minutes going through all the changes that are coming to authentication methods within Azure AD. There's some new ways to do things, actually, where they're in the process of deprecating the old way. So let's quickly talk through what was the old way. Well, the old way you used to be able to get to by going to into your AD portal, go to security, and then clicking on multi-factor. Once you're in there, you had to click on this link right here, which would open up an additional page that looked just like this. Here, we were able to control app passwords, which should be off. I'm just telling you, skip the certain IP addresses, which also have been handled by conditional access policies for a very long time, using named locations. And then the verification methods. The problem with doing the verification methods through here was that if I checked something, it affected the whole tenant. If I unchecked something, it affected the whole tenant, right? So it was kind of an all or nothing kind of thing. So what Microsoft has done is they have actually generated a way to be able to dictate who gets to see what from an authentication method perspective. This allows you to limit the exposure of, let's say, less secure options for MFA, for instance, voice calling or text messages, things like that, while encouraging things like FIDO keys, if it's something your company uses, or even Microsoft Authenticator, which is very easy and simple to use. So here you can see that we've actually gone in and we've set, hey, we're going to allow everyone to use FIDO keys. We're going to allow everybody to use Authenticator. And then we're going to let a group, which is called MFA, MFA allow text, is in this group. And there's only 5 people in this group. And the test user we're going to actually see is not in this group, but this account that I'm in right now is in the group. So we'll see what the difference is between these two users. Once I enable this and I assign who's actually going to see it, I potentially have some other options. The options depend on the particular source. So for instance, if I go into Authenticator, I can select which groups are going to happen, what the registration is, what they can use for the authentication method. And then for here, I also have some configurations. Now this is actually to do number matching, which is going to be going live, I believe, at the end of March now. Maybe it's May, but it was supposed to be the end of February. That date has been pushed off. I do highly recommend turning this on. That way users, when they use Authenticator, will actually have to do an actual number match where they put in a number that shows up on the screen, not just match a number. And then it will also, if you enable these other pieces, also tell you where you're logging in from, where the request is coming from, what application is being used. So very useful. So once I do my configurations, then I actually will have a different experience. So for instance, if I look at this account and I can see, well, hey, all right, so I already have my authenticator. It's going to my Pixel phone. And then I do also have an email that's registered. But if I hit change, right, it says, well, what else do you want on here? Whoops, that's not it. If I click on add sign in and I click here, right, you notice I have like a ton of options here. I have like phones and security. The phone is because I'm part of the SMS text message. The security key is the FIDO, and Authenticator app is actually because I said we would allow Authenticator app to go in, right? So all strong ones minus the phone and the phone option. But if I open up the other user that I have here, right? So same that I've already registered with my Pixel 6 for this account. But if I go to add another method, all it says is my Authenticator app security key, and then a third option of security questions. So there's an interesting rub, right? Why is that one showing up? The Authenticator app security key, those are the only 2 that were enabled for it. So those ones show up. So where's the security questions coming from? That's actually coming from another setting within Azure AD, because there's a little bit of a transition period for this. And oops, sorry. Oh, awesome. All right, let's let that sign back in. Meanwhile, let's actually go to password reset. Now you notice here there's an option for security options. The security options is for what's affectionately known as SSPR, self-service password reset. They have their own, some of their own authentication methods. Some of those authentication methods do not match with what Azure AD normally does. Because they're in the process of merging these two things, security questions does not currently fall in there. However, if somebody has set up the option to do security questions, they will be accepted for password resets. And with that, that is the new way to control authentication within the Azure AD environments. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us, and hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.